Hey guys, today I have 3 awesome, easy, real life dinner ideas for you. If you're into that sort of thing, be sure to subscribe to my channel as I post these every week and different recipe ideas in between. And I would love to know a favorite of yours that you made for your family last week. So be sure to leave me a comment down below and hit that like button, and let's get started. This night I had some of the Trader Joe's Mandarin orange chicken in the freezer and we love it. So I just made that up, and of course you gotta have some fried rice on the side. So I start in an electric skillet. I have a little bit of sesame oil and a little bit, about 2 tablespoons of butter. I have my rice that I had in the fridge, and I'm just gonna kind of, like I said, you can kind of tell it's cold, so I had to break it apart a little bit. But once that is all warmed up a little bit, I'm gonna put in about 6 eggs. I think that's usually my go-to, and a bunch of soy sauce. I'm using some packets I had in the fridge. I am also going to put in a little bit of garlic powder. Let's see, a pretty good bit of everything bagel seasoning, a little bit of onion powder, and that's really it. That's all I do with ours. If you have never tried everything but the bagel seasoning on your fried rice, you should definitely do that. And of course, I also put in some salt and pepper to taste as well. And we like our eggs like bigger, as you can tell. I don't like them where they're completely small. I like where you can take a bite and you can tell there is a big chunk of egg in there. So here it is. If you've never tried that orange chicken from Trader Joe's too, I highly recommend it. And if you saw my recent grocery haul, you know that I have a bunch of chicken to use up. So I thawed out a package of the split chicken breasts I have, and I am marinating them in olive oil, lemon juice, soy sauce, balsamic vinegar, a little bit of brown sugar, Worcestershire sauce, minced onion, salt, and pepper. And like always, I will have all of the ingredients and recipes and all that stuff linked down below. And I marinated this for probably about 4 or 5 hours, just as long as you can. Of course, there's no set date or set time on that. So I decided to use my Ninja grill for this, and I think it was a bad idea because they were so thick. It didn't close right. I don't know, but it wasn't very long that they were in there, and I started smelling like it was burning. You will see how crispy the skin is, so I ended up taking them off the grill part and changing it to like the roasting setting, and they actually turned up really well. You'll see how like black they are, but the chicken itself was cooked perfectly. And on the side, I just made some garlic mashed potatoes with some red potatoes I needed to use. And if you saw my video of the garlic Parmesan butter I made recently, I just used that in the mashed potatoes with a little bit of salt and milk. That's it. And I made a little bit of can of sliced carrots and put some brown sugar, a little bit of salt, a little bit of cinnamon, and a little bit of butter, and that was it. And that was dinner for this night. And now I'm making the marinade for my barbecue or Chinese barbecue pork that Taylor actually told me about. I will link her channel down below. This stuff was delicious. But for the marinade, you need hoisin sauce, brown sugar, honey, soy sauce, dry sherry, oyster sauce, Chinese 5-spice, cloves of garlic, and a little bit of cornstarch. But also, if you have red food coloring, you're supposed to put that in it, which kind of gives it that authentic red color, but I didn't have any. Anyway, you are going to mix all that together, and I had a pork loin roast. I mean, you can use a pork shoulder, pork butt, whatever you want, but I cut mine up into four as even as I could pieces. As you will see, I threw it in a bag and marinated this for 36 hours. Also, I should say that you are only going to pour in half of your marinade. Yeah, your marinade into the bag with the pork. You're going to reserve the other half in like a container or something, because you are going to use that to brush it in the oven and get it all caramelized. And 36 hours later, I pulled them out of my fridge. I put them on a cooling rack on a cookie sheet and put aluminum foil in the bottom of it. And then you're going to bake this at 350 for 25 minutes. And then you're going to take it out, flip it, put it in for another 25 minutes. And then you're going to take it out again. At this point, you're going to have your marinade that you reserved in a saucepan with a little bit of cornstarch and just kind of warm it up to thicken it a little bit. And after you have taken this out of the oven for the second time, you're going to just brush all of them with a little bit of it, stick it under your broiler for about 5 to 6 minutes, just until it starts to caramelize. Take them out again, flip them, and put the rest of your marinade sauce, whatever, on the other side, and put it under your broiler again for 5 to 6 minutes. And this was so good. I just made it like, I had those little teriyaki Asian noodles, like the North Sides, if you've ever seen those before, and I had never used them, so I figured I'd make them, and they weren't, I won't buy them again. They were okay. I'm glad I used them, but they were nothing to write home about. But this barbecue pork, on the other hand, was so good. And you're also going to want to let it rest when you take it out of the oven for the final time for about 10 minutes. And then, as you can see here, I just decided to cut up 2 of them at a time and actually froze the rest and diced it up for like some pork fried rice. It made a lot of meat. But as you can see here, how easily it is to cut and how juicy it is. It was perfect. Isn't it pretty? I felt so fancy. That's a good old hunk of meat right there. This is going to complete this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see y'all in my next video.